explore the edges of belief, cryptids, legends, paranormal anomalies, and supernatural claims. All right here with Home on the Strange with your host, Ashley Rain. And now here's Ashley.
Hi, and hello, Internet. My name is Ashley Range. This is Home on the Strange. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is our maiden voyage. This is the very first episode of Home on the Strange. And whether you're tuning in live or catching it later, just a big thank you on my part for joining us. And my apologies. We are actually 39 minutes late to this party, late to my own party. We were having some technical difficulties here behind the scenes, but as the saying goes, the show goes on. So, which is actually honestly quite a great segue for the whole premise of this show, which is authenticity. Can't even say the word. See, everything's live. To be authentic is the goal of this show, and having open and honest conversations about all sorts of wonderful, strange, unusual topics, whether we're talking supernatural, paranormal, cryptids, unexplained mysteries, unsolved phenomenon, and everything else in between. Again, the whole goal here at Home on the Strange is that open, honest conversation between myself and the guests of the show. We are looking to basically have people on from all different walks of life, people of note that we can have these conversations with, really, whether or not they believe in paranormal or not. Not everybody does, and that's okay. We still want to have that conversation. So, in this very first unpolished first episode of Home on the Strange, I will be going into a little bit about myself. Again, a little bit more about what to expect from the show, future episodes, things like that. And in just a little bit, I will actually bring on two very special guests, Mr. Roger Williams and Amanda, aka Amanda the Bigfoot Lady of Squatch and Holler fame. Anybody here on the Untold Network knows Amanda and Roger and Squatch and Holler. So we'll be bringing them on too and just having a few words with them as well and just kind of going from there. So again, guys, internet people, do bear with me. I promise this will be a lot smoother as we go. And it's just a matter of getting into the swing of it. So with that being said, let me start by explaining a little bit about myself and how we got here. So, for all of those people on the internet who don't know who I am, my name is Ashley Range, and I clearly have a love and interest in all things paranormal, supernatural, cryptids, again, high strangeness. I think, like many of us in this arena, my interest started when I was very young, as far back as I can remember, roughly around 5 years old. And quite strangely, having these interests in things that were unusual or these mysteries or these things that I found so fascinating also paired with me kind of being a little bit of a scaredy cat. I was actually quite an easily scarable child. I won't say how old, but just truthfully, I was one of those kids who had a nightlight way too long. Won't say how long, but way too long. And I tell you this, not to just embarrass myself over the internet, but to say, even with those fears or those insecurities that I had as a kid, I never lost the curiosity, right? I would still intake that information wherever I could get it. whether that was libraries, documentaries, TV shows. Most kids get up early on Saturday mornings to watch Saturday morning cartoons. I got up early on Saturday mornings to watch the Discovery Channel because basically from 9 to noon, you could catch all those weird fringe paranormal documentaries and specials that weren't really mainstream yet. I think while naturally most people have a curiosity of these things, it really didn't become popular until really this last decade. I mean, let's just take probably one of the most famous mysteries out there, which is Bigfoot, and how popular that is. Bigfoot is so huge beyond just the mystery of what is it. He's become quite the icon. I mean, bumper stickers, posters, memes, action figures, toys. I mean, Bigfoot is so much more than the legend, right? Well, I can guarantee you that's not how it was for me growing up. And for all of you who have seen me on Squatch and Holler, you've heard me say this. The things I used to get shoved in lockers for as a kid is cool now. And so while that's a little bit frustrating, it's also cool because, hey, it might have taken a little bit of time, but at least now we're all on the same page. And again, having that conversation. So, on my socials, I go by Ashley the Nessie Lady. That's Instagram, Facebook. You can find me there, connect with me there. As that name would imply, I have a particular fondness for water cryptids in general, say your Loch Ness monsters, your Ogopogos, your champs, things like that. She's probably, and I use that term she and Loch Ness and Nessie kind of colloquially speaking, but those types of water mysteries, sea serpents and deep sea mysteries as well. Those kind of things are my personal favorites, but by no means the only thing I like to talk about. So certain things you can expect on this show is, again, a wide range of guests. This episode, again, for people who are just now tuning in, oh my goodness, we have 16 people tuning in, 17 people. That's exciting. I should not look at that. I'll get distracted. But for all those people who are coming into this show, again, this is just the introductory. This is just me saying hello, introducing myself officially, and the show. Home on the Strange. So if you're not feeling this one just yet, be patient. I promise. As we go, it will get so much better. In the meantime, this is just me being myself and talking about the things that I love and find fascinating. So, with that being said, again, things to expect later down the road on Home on the Strange is a wide variety of guests from every background, not just paranormal. Um, we have some pretty cool guests lined up as far as just online influencers, some historians, a bunch of different things. Again, my goal here is to grab not only from a paranormal perspective, but the opposite of that, bringing on people who don't necessarily have a stake in the paranormal, supernatural, whatever, and to have those conversations. Not everybody believes in spooky things. That's okay. We still just want to have the conversation. And I will just also say, if you out there in the internet sphere have any ideas or guest recommendations, whatever topic recommendations, again, Ashley the Nessie Lady at gmail.com, Ashley the Nessie Lady on Facebook, Ashley the Nessie Lady on Instagram. Super easy to get a hold of. Just reach out, and I would love all those suggestions as well. So, rewinding to my previous statement, having these interests, self-interest, again, libraries, TV shows, things like that, unsolved mysteries, whatever shows that I could find, um, always keeping that hunger for that type of knowledge for these things, and never really losing it. I never really grew out of it, and I think a lot of people do tend to grow out of their things, their hobbies and interests, but some people grow into them. I grew into mine, and later in life, finding other people who were like-minded, I really thought I was alone or kind of the oddball out, wanting to talk about these things, wanting to explore these things, wanting to find these things. I remember doing a report in third grade, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said cryptozoologist. That word didn't exist back then. I mean, clearly it did because I was on the report, but I'm sure for a lot of people tuning in and listening, I would hope that they'd understand, this is all still fairly new within my lifetime of acceptance in this type of field and these types of conversations. So sad to report, I did not necessarily become a cryptozoologist, just an enthusiast, um, which is another great segue. We do take, I do take personally the subject matter very seriously, but not myself. As you can clearly see, smiling, um, trying to collect my thoughts here. We're not scripted, clearly, just here to, again, have those conversations. So, uh, finding those interests, holding those interests, exploring those interests. I can't tell you how many times over the years that my personal beliefs have changed and shifted from what I thought I believed as a young kid, adolescence, young adulthood, to now. I've experienced the full spectrum of what I thought these things were, explanations for this or that. And again, a part of that authentic experience, there are no experts, right? And it's like it's up to us to do our own research. And I do invite my audience to do their own research, um, look into things that they find interesting. If it's not Bigfoot, it's Nessie. If it's not Nessie, it's Mothman. If it's not Mothman, it's Shat. There's just a whole bunch of different things that you guys can dive into. So just because I have a personal preference for one thing or another, it's a safe cryptid supernatural place for everybody. So anyway, um where was I? uh Taking that love for all things paranormal into my adulthood, again connecting with other people of like-mindedness, and this is really kind of fast forwarding quite a bit. I was able to connect with essentially my best friend in the whole wide world, Amanda, aka Amanda the Bigfoot Lady. Again, anybody involved with Untold Network knows who she is at this point. And we met about 10 years ago, instant best friends. And through her was really encouraged, that I wasn't alone, that these experiences, these things, these questions, not only was I not alone, but I wasn't alone as a female in this arena. And together we really bonded over those things. And flash forward to now, um, with this show Squatch and Holler, which I do periodically guest on and help host. We have the wonderful Mr. Roger Williams as well. And again, both Roger and Amanda will be joining us here very, very soon. Just wanted to kind of explain how I got involved with them and how getting involved with them got us here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them on now, and we can kind of continue that conversation. So again, everybody, thank you for your patience. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we can keep this going. So all right, let's bring in Roger and Amanda.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy, y'all.
Hey
Are
guys.
we live? No.
Unfortunately,
Oh, good job. Yeah, good
I'm
job.
that
No,
no.
I am super excited for this. Not only for you, as you've done stated, as my bestie, but as you said, getting and having these just open, honest conversations with people. People that we may see day to day on social media, on TV. Even I know you're in the works of trying to get some pretty big names on here, and you'd always wonder, it's like, I wonder what their thoughts are on, like, I'm the Bigfoot lady, so I wonder what their thoughts are on Bigfoot. So let's
Yeah.
ask them. And like, as I've shared many times, and I'll save some for my actual episode, I grew up in all of this. So the paranormal and abstract is very normal to me, but to a lot of people it is not. So being able to pick the brain of somebody who doesn't live in this day to day, who doesn't see that, looking at it from a skeptical mind, having that bit of a debate back and forth, that's that's actually really exciting. It piques my interest. It definitely piques my brain. So the premise of the show is really exciting.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
my 2 cents, just hearing your opening, what draws us together, people from all walks of life. A lot of us have had things happen early on. And of course, I'm older than y'all. So I've had things bottled up longer. And I feel like when we give people a place to come and listen to true stories, it makes them not feel as bad about themselves because they've been told they're crazy, they've been laughed at, or they couldn't talk about it. Ashley, you could tell a story and three people in chat because that happened to me, and I feel so much better. And then they may end up being brave enough to be a guest on the show. But I feel like the audience and the people in chat and the people that will hear this later, they're listening to the show for a reason. They're listening to these other shows. They're watching these shows for a reason. It may not be the same, but it's similar. So the more places we can have to discuss these uh, encounters, these stories, these things that have happened to us, some of us don't have the luxury of wondering if it's real. We have had to deal with, what in the world was that? Why am I seeing it? Why did that happen to me? So um it'll be great to hear the other side, because I have talked to people
Same
that
here.
have never had anything happen, and I'm thinking that must be great. But when you do have something happen to you that's not supposed to exist, or just supposed to be in movies, you either shut down or you question everything. And a lot of us have been questioning a lot of things. So good job, Ashley.
Not thank you. And thank you both for being here. This was actually so last minute. Um as I take a second here to collect myself, that was probably, hey, if this is the worst show that we ever do, then you know what? Great, because it can only go up from here. Hi, internet. Clearly, I was nervous, but we'll find the flow of this. And again, for the umpteenth time, the theme here, the whole point of this is just authentic conversation. And Roger, you nailed it really on the head too. I really like what you said about because I think for most people, their experience is coming from TV and movies, and that's a pretty big portion of people. And then you have the people who do have these experiences, and sometimes those don't always go together as well. And we're kind of that middle point of, hey, you're not crazy, and then having that conversation. So hopefully that's what Home on the Strange is a place to challenge ideas, discuss openly and freely what we think things are. Doesn't mean we all have to agree, but again, having that conversation. I know people have different perspectives. We talked about this on Squatch and Holler quite a bit. You have example again, Bigfoot. You have the flesh and blood. You have the woo. You have the middle. Let's have that conversation. So speaking of conversation, I do want to jump over here in the chat because I did not realize it was popping off.
Yeah.
I was kind of scared to look at it, to be honest. So just gonna take a look here because I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces. Gosh, I just want to say hello to everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot tell you how much this means to me. I'm seeing, oh my gosh, I'm seeing Misty. I'm seeing Ken. Oh, this is great. Oh, thank you. And Jeff, thank you everybody so much for being here and supporting. Like I said, it can only go up from here.
And
So
y'all, she's new at this, so I know how hard it is to focus on the guest, the chat. Like Larry Sharp, thank you for the $5 donation. And I don't think she's practiced putting, like, I'm gonna step over my bounds here. Like, y'all, that'll come as she gets better at this. You can start paying attention to more. And my advice would be, as you're talking and you're trying to make a point, don't look at Greg House's comments. It's right off the. It distracts me, and I get the laughing internally, and I can't remember what
Yeah,
else.
there's a lot of times I just have to completely just maximize the screen so I can't see any comments or anything, mostly because I want to focus my ADHD attention on the guest.
Yeah, and
So that's my
and
2 cents as well. But I am very excited for this adventure for you.
yeah, and if it wasn't for the guest in chat, it would be so boring. So I'm not telling y'all not to comment because we love it. It's just if you see us giggling, sometimes we're trying to keep from looking at the guys here. So
Laugh or cry, right?
yeah, yeah.
Uh, big shout out to Larry. Thank you, Larry. So kind, so very kind. Um, it's a party, guys. I mean, this is already way better than I thought it was going to go. So, um, again, thank you both for being here, and thank you again, chat. This is great. So, um, again, once again, Roger, you nailed it on the head. It's going to take a few tries, or at least hopefully just one, but it's going to take a bit to get used to this and work out all the bugs. For all those who are joining us, if you didn't catch it before, the show hopefully moving forward will start on time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern is the goal. And we'll have a proper thumbnail that kind of gives a better one. It will be a Home on the Strange thumbnail, and also insight to our future guests and everything else. So again, thank you for everybody's patience as we figure this out hand in hand. I will always welcome questions, comments from the people listening. I will do my best to check on socials and things like that. Oh, thank you. um, I'm really good about, like I said, checking my socials and communicating. So always open to show ideas, guest ideas, topics. If there's specific topics, I usually leave the topics to be dictated by the guests, kind of depending. Um, and Amanda will know I'm in a spot because I want to name drop, but I can't
I don't know.
just
I was actually
yet.
maybe going to suggest, because a little bit of behind the scenes, we do actually already kind of have a pretty big guest lined up for your second episode.
Yes,
So, do
I'm
you
out of the
maybe
loop.
want to go ahead and plug in and let
I
the
would.
audience know what you
that's why
got
you're
going up for the upcoming episode?
that's why you're my bestie, because you're always good looking out. Good serve there. So yes, Amanda is absolutely correct. So a little behind the scenes here. For our second episode, we actually have the one and only Jeff with Strangeology. We actually did a pre-recording with Jeff to fit his scheduling needs, so that will not be live. It will be aired. It will be airing on October the 6th, Monday, October the 6th, on time. Again, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern. But had an amazing interview with Jeff with Strangeology, and I would just highly encourage everybody to check that out if you can, because I think we all know him from his podcast, from his shorts and his reels. He's very active on social media, but to get to talk to him very personably it was wonderful. Honestly, it was just such a great interview, and I think people here will be really pleased with it, and the very wide range of, and I'll never get tired of that wide range. Home on the Strange.
I
Very
love the play
wide.
on words, by the way. Just have to throw that out there for you.
Thank you. I like it too. I think it all came out really really good. It was a labor of love. But yes. So again, mark your calendars. Set a reminder in your phone. Check your YouTube, Facebook, whatever you're working with here. Again, uh, Jeff with Strangeology, October 6th, and it will be a blast. It was a very fun interview to do, and I look so forward to putting that one out. Believe it or not, it went a lot better than then not that this isn't
Well,
going great.
just so y'all know, y'all didn't get an alert because there's some technical issues. It's it's things that can be fixed, but you'll get alert for the next one. So there's a lot of people like, I just turned it on and here you are. That happened to me a lot. But I'm excited. I'm look, we talk about mostly Bigfoot, but we have strange things happen. But I don't know if y'all have heard 30% of some of my paranormal UFO stuff. So I don't get a chance to talk about it much, and it's like, and it helps that way too. And also, when you're retelling stories, sometimes it helps you connect something together that you've been wondering about. So I love
Mhm.
hearing stories like Amanda's got growing up where she grew up in the Appalachians. I guess I said it right. Um, you know, it was just part of the culture, and it's um it's so much fun to have a place to go, So Cheers, where everybody knows your name, I guess.
I think that's a good point, Roger. Again, I just want to highlight this is like the most positive chat I've ever seen. Thank you so much. I do want to take a moment here to just intake it, and everyone just thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the laughs. I'm reading as Roger was speaking. I was kind of looking over trying not to smirk a little bit because everyone here is just so great, and man, thank you, everybody. If anybody had any questions, whatever, obviously pop them off in the comments. We'll do our best. Um, and yeah, so
Jeff. Oh, thanks for being here, Jeff.
yes, Jeff,
Yep.
thank you so much. Uh, e- ev- yes, this is great. This is
The more people, I'm not saying this just because people are here. The more people that I've met that has ties to Untold Radio Network, I met Adam Colt yesterday down at Coombo's, and we hung out. We all went to eat. Just talking, not a lot about Bigfoot, just getting together. Chris Reinhardt, it had a big time, and it's nice to see people that you only see, you know, on the YouTube, and get to know them. So with Jeff and all, I don't think that I've said thank you enough to Doug and all, Alex and all. And this has been a crazy ride, and to see Ashley's like, a little while back, I have a great idea for a show. You think I should, tell Doug about it? We're like, yeah, go ahead. And then,
Right, go for it. All they
yeah,
do is say no.
we're proud of you. I mean, and we'll support. And you know what? Amanda could be backstage helping you with the other part too.
yeah, yeah. That's
Amanda's like, shut up.
yeah.
And I'm like, why haven't I thought of that yet? To all
Best
the
friend
folks who are
voluntold.
voluntold, hey, that's
Yeah.
not the first time it's happened, so why not?
or should I say, best friend voluntold says what?
Yes. y'all y'all going over my head now. Thank you, Verax. Verax, cool dude.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Honestly, actually, maybe Varix maybe could come on and just and have come on to be a guest one day for you if he's interested.
When Claim Can
Absolutely.
would be a great one.
Yes, definitely. If anybody in the chat is interested, again, Ashley Range, or that's me. Hold on. Ashley the Nessie Lady at gmail.com, Instagram, Facebook. Please reach out. That would be great. I again, for the umpteenth time, this is all about conversation, and I look forward very much to having those conversations with as many people as I can, and hopefully exploring different perspectives and opening minds, and helping people understand that the world out there is so much stranger than we were probably all led to believe at some point. And this, again, hopefully is a safe will be a safe place moving forward for people to not only share their experiences, but their opinions on what these things are, what they believe these things are, what they've seen, just all of it. If we can't talk about these things openly to learn, to grow, as I said not so eloquently in the opening of this, my opinions have changed so dramatically over the years from what I thought something was to what I think are now. And if I could go back and interview my younger self, I would, because and Roger, you'll laugh because you understand, it, there are no experts, just enthusiasts, and you might find somebody who's a little bit more knowledgeable in something kind of specific, but until we know, we discuss. So
Right.
Absolutely.
And everybody has different talents and different ways they think. So it's really better if we all get together. You may not solve anything, but we may find out patterns like uh, Amanda being, in North Georgia, and me being where I am, you across the country, uh, Ken, South Alabama, Creek Indian, the different stories and the the things that you've been exposed to since birth versus people who there are people that don't know about certain areas of this country. Like simple as like this weekend, my son met some people from the Northeast, and they went to breakfast in Knoxville, and he cracked open a biscuit and put jelly on it, and they didn't have any idea what they were looking at.
Oh my gracious.
So if jelly and biscuit is foreign to some people in this country, oh my God, what's some of the animals that are here, or some of the traditions. So it was so funny when he was telling that story. He said, "Y'all wait a second," and he pulled out the honey and started drizzling.
Oh gracious.
But being funny, but making the point,
yes.
we're all from different hollows. We're all from different cities, and part of the, if you live on a river versus in the desert, you're going to know different things from
Mhm.
what you're exposed to. So it's as simple as that, I think.
Oh, for sure. And, kind of a hot take here right off the gate. It's always surprising to me, um, the people who grew up with no spiritual influence, no religious influence growing up, having paranormal experiences and how they perceive it, how they move forward with it and processing it, whatnot. And people who did grow up in religious homes, again, hot take right off the rip, and they almost are a reflection of the other, what you think that the one should be, right? And
Mhm.
it's just kind of funny to me that we all process these things a little bit differently. And like Amanda, you've been very, very open about your experiences growing up when you were a kid and having um, what I would say, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but you had the
Uh-huh.
blessing of a supportive family who didn't necessarily encourage you to like pursue anything, but at least was very comforting to you in the sense of, yep, this is how it is, and kind of guided you through that lovingly.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's definitely how it felt. And if I didn't have that support from that, I don't know what it would have done with me. So I'm very, very blessed and very thankful that I had that support growing up.
Yeah. If you have someone, I heard a story yesterday, grandpa told the young man, don't let your sister come here. His sister was baby size, but grandpa was probably about to pass away, and he was sharing knowledge and like, don't come here because this is where the boogers kind of congregate. So um if you have people that pass that knowledge down, like Amanda, in your family, I didn't have that. I had weird stuff happening and was trying to figure it on my own, and there was no way to do that. So that's why I
Same,
gush when I'm
same.
on another show and I get to talk about the paranormal things that happened. And I was terrified for years. I wouldn't want to listen to Halloween stories. I was at a party one time, and a Ouija board was pulled
Oh
out.
no.
I got in my Plymouth and headed to the house. So I wasn't scared to tell people no, but it I had to face my fears back then by watching some ghost shows on TV. But if I'd had access to shows like this to just sit back and listen, maybe it would have been a easier thing for me. So I
And
don't
not
know.
just sit back and listen, but to interact with. I think that's going to be the key to this show, and to an extent, Squatch and Holler is, again, I personally, not speaking for Squatch and Holler, but Home on the Strange, I want the audience to interact. I want the internet to come forth with questions and ideas and thoughts. And it doesn't mean we'll be able to get to every little thing. If I'm not reading a comment or getting to something, it's not, just be patient, but still, let's build that community brick by brick, shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, because that's what this ultimately is, the community of high strangeness, paranormal, supernatural, cryptids, whatever. But also just for this show as well, that is the goal. Speaking of, I just sidebar in the comments, we were talking about biscuits and gravy, and I don't know, Amanda, can we call that a synchronicity? Do you think it's fair?
Yeah, go for it.
I think that's a synchronicity. Amanda and I, if we had a logo, I think it would involve a plate of biscuits and gravy.
Absolutely.
I think
Whether it's Denny's, whether it's IHOP,
IHOP,
insert other random restaurant, or the best yet ever, my mama's house.
your mama's house.
Biscuits and gravy is always on the menu.
I think about those biscuits, and it's like I can't.
That's
have
how I
them.
knew you were adopted as my my resident southerner. Is that you have that love for the biscuits and the gravy just as strong as we do.
Oh my goodness, it's so true. And then I will say here, just again, looking through these comments, thank you everybody. Uh, Morbius, I agree with you. Honey biscuits, reign supreme. I think any biscuits, but yeah, honey biscuits. Shout out to tomato gravy, which synchronicity. I just learned about tomato gravy
Mhm.
like not even 2 weeks ago. Never heard of it before, and I actually have a recipe that I was going to try here later
Oh wow! I
down the
just
road.
realized that's like one of my favorites. I just realized I never told you about, or you've never had that with me.
No,
When
so go ahead,
Interesting.
Roger.
no, when we had our store on the interstate for 30 years, I met people from all over the world, and no matter what attitude they had or whatever, if they hung around a little bit, I could always get people to talk by asking them about where they were from and about their food, and they would just light up. And I've heard of so many amazing things. Now I've heard some things that I'll try anything once, but I that's how you expand. I've just been curious all my life. Like, what do y'all eat? What do you listen to? Whatever. And it worked as far as getting to know people. And I wished it would had been as easy with the Bigfoot thing and the ghost thing, but it wasn't. But hey, we're here now. So it's and people from the Northeast, please don't get mad at me. It was just this one
Don't come
this
at
one
me.
this one family. Yeah, don't throw those little hard biscuits at me. They'll kill you. Um but yeah, it's fun to learn from each other. We had one from Las Vegas earlier said, "Oh, I love the accents," or whatever, and it's that's awesome. That's awesome that we all can come together. Like I know when River, the first time I heard him on Woodwalkers, I heard River on Woodwalkers. He's from Australia. I didn't understand the word. Heather knew what he was saying. She was translating driving down the road. But once you talk to each other, it only takes 30 minutes or so.
Hmm.
Then it gets a little more clear. But yeah, it amazes me the reach that these shows, which that just tells you that odd things, strange things happen everywhere.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yes.
And for all of those tuning in, they're like, why are they talking about gravy? It, one, it's a community.
Yeah.
Two, two, um, synchronicity, as I just said about Brandon and I, and Roger sharing his story. So like that's a little something also you can expect. We say it all the time. Take the subject matter seriously, but ourselves not. And we're all just friends building this thing slowly but
Yep.
steadily. And we like to have fun here. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. So
Yeah.
uh,
And the main
sure.
thing I say, we're gonna have fun, but we'll never lie to you. You know, if I make a mistake on our show and somebody points it out to me, I'll come back and say, "You're right. I'm sorry. I misquoted," or whatever. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's just a fun community. If we go too long without having a show, I miss the chat. I miss the people. So
Mhm.
you get hooked on them.
And yeah, it'd be interesting for conversations as well. I've learned actually a lot from people who are in on the skeptical side of a lot of this stuff, because they'll look at something and it's like, it's like, because you're me, you always want to see, Bigfoot or the paranormal and stuff. So when somebody points it out, it's like, well, actually, no, this probably could be, just um, something totally normal or totally natural, and here's why. And then they go into it and they point it out. I'm like, actually, that's a really good counterpoint. You have a good a good footing there, and it really opens my eyes in a lot of ways. So that I mentioned it earlier in the intro here, that's one of the things I'm excited for with this show is the conversations that are going to be had with everybody. And for me, it's going to be the ones who are not really into the paranormal but are talking about the subject matters of the paranormal. So that's going to be really exciting. I think we're going to learn a lot from all of that conversation.
Hey, y'all be quiet. Hillary found us.
Oh no.
Welcome, Hillary.
Hi. Lee.
For those of you listening in on Spotify and other things like that later, we're just strolling through the comment section as we're going here. So if you want to join in on all the crazy funness that is the conversation in the chat, join us on the YouTube portion of this and come join all of us crazies in the chat.
Absolutely. We got YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, wherever you're tuning in. But I do think that the YouTube is my favorite because it's so personal. Um, and I just thought about something to kind of going back. Poor Doug is going to be like, why do they keep talking about biscuits and gravy? This is a paranormal show. Um, but I will say, kind of a good segue. So, my dad, hi dad, was a long haul truck driver for about 12 years, a long time. And he had a CB radio. And the way his truck was set up with the double bunk and dividers, he used to take us kids, because I have lots of siblings, but would take turns taking us kids on the road with them, get us out of school for a week, whatever, go on the road. And all the kids went at least once, but I went the most and I loved it. It was basically like just camping with your dad the entire time. And I did it for as long as I could until I got a little bit older and the logistics were a little bit harder. But all that to say, he had a CB radio and his handle was Gravy, because if there are any truckers, shout out. I can't see because of the green screen. Shout out to all the truckers who may be watching this either now or later. But his handle was Gravy because he always had the gravy loads. And when I would go on the road, I would get to play on the CB and I became Biscuits. So we were Biscuits and
No
Gravy.
way.
We were Biscuits and Gravy on the road for quite some time. And I would spend all day putting together notes for our show and topics, and I would just interview my dad or interview just complete strangers. Don't talk to strangers on the internet, people. Strangers on the CB, and we actually had a few people who would like tune in. It was really great, and that led into my introduction of Coast to Coast and like all these, again, just everything leading me into my interests. So little sidebar there.
That
So
that brings up memories of staying up late to listen to Art Bell and then
yes,
dying at work the next day. They're like, "Why didn't you get any sleep?" Well, I was only going to listen for a few minutes, and
You
then
got sucked in.
yeah, it's like I loved Art Bell. It was, I don't know if it was his voice or how he did things or just the fact that he was talking about the things that we had experience, and it was nice to hear they would have, experts on explaining what it possibly could be or whatever. So maybe, that was the start of it. I hadn't thought about that in years.
And that's also an interesting segue back into the importance of conversation. You and I, Ashley, we've been best friends for 11 years now, and I've never heard that story before. About that your dad's handle was gravy and then you were biscuit. Of all the biscuits and gravy conversations we've had, including this one that has turned around to become a biscuit and gravy conversation,
That's
I
one
never
of the
knew
most
that. So
southern.
that
That's synchronicity.
exactly,
Synchronicity.
that's the
That's one of
importance of conversation.
That's one of the most southern stories I've ever heard.
And
Like,
she's our Yankee
I
too.
know, right?
I'm a Yank. I'm as Yank as you can possibly get in Washington State, which I'm so excited to share this or share that kind of. Hold on. That was a cat.
Was it green? It reflected.
It just kind of reacted to the green screen here. But being born and raised in Washington State, I mean, this is a biased opinion, but that's also a cat. The mecca of high strangeness is Washington State. We have everything from volcanoes to oceans and lakes and Cascade Mountains and deserts, and we have Bigfoot galore. We have Bat Squatch, Goat Man. We coined the term flying saucer. We have military bases. We have radioactive high strangeness. You name it, Washington has it. And so talk about a playground for all of these fun topics. So I'm excited to bring a little bit of that to the people tuning into the show as well. So it'll be a lot of fun. And I just want to say this is kind of Squatch and Holler light. This is like diet Squatch and Holler tonight. So thank you, everybody.
Well, your guest was Squatch and Holler, so
Yeah. What would you have done if I had been busy and I didn't know that we were going to do a show? Like,
No.
just sending messages like, no, it's funny.
Well, no, I think that's I know you're kind of kidding, but I do think that the audience deserves a kind of an explanation. So, guys, just full disclosure, we had a guest lined up for the very first episode, and unfortunately, it did not work out in the last minute. I do plan and hope to bring that, or I should say, I hope and do plan to bring that guest on a future episode, hopefully in October. But not everything goes smoothly on these shows. And so it's like you just have to adapt and overcome. And yeah, I have the best. I feel like you guys, and I say this a lot, this is my pit crew. You guys are my pit crew. But I would like to hope that it's reciprocated, that in times of need, Amanda, like, we're your pit crew. Roger, we're your pit crew. That we're just colloquially, like, that's what we do, because we're a squatchy family, small, mighty squatchy family.
Well, some of the people in chat right now can testify. When I first got started, some of my best shows that I had were accidental because a guest got sick or something happened and I had to scramble and find somebody to come on, and then we didn't have any planning ahead, and we just sat back, and that's where I got to thinking about the front porch, back porch, sitting around a fire, campfire, like Jeff brought up earlier. That's our whole attitude, because some of the best conversations, some of the best things I've learned in my life has been maybe around a campfire, listening to the older people talk or whatever, and asking questions. So, and I feel like there's a place for all different types of what we call media or shows or content. And this is what I'm comfortable with, because this is how I grew up. So you're going to see us, Amanda. We don't, if y'all meet, I say this all the time, which we met a lot of people this yesterday. If you see us out somewhere, this is what you're going to get, because it's just us. So I think it works. I think the people in chat, the people that listen, that'll be listening on the radio tomorrow, the next day, they pick up on that. I mean, it's when I tell something that happened to me or something I saw, I try to give the details, and that's about it. I'm not going to make up a extra part. What did you just do?
My light came unplugged like 10 minutes ago, and I've been like trying to discreetly plug it back
Go
in,
ahead. No,
but it
let me.
doesn't stay. It doesn't stay to the setting that it was. It just resets itself. So I'm not even gonna bother. I thought I was being real slick by like getting just kind
You
of
know,
getting it plugged back in, and I'll just be darkened here a little bit. That's fine. Nobody needs to see me. Well, I guess they do need to see me. It's my show, but
It is your show. You're supposed to be seen. There's Missy.
I can't hide. I can't hide behind Squatch and Holler. Like,
oh, you're good. And that's the best thing. Even when you have something, here's the old man giving advice. I panicked a lot of times early on. When something goes bad or something's minor's happening, just be honest. Say, "Oh, y'all, I just had a cat jump around my head, and I'm trying to, it." Especially when you're interrupted by your puppies or your animals, people love that because it just brings that much more of a human. Like Spencer said one time, uh, this shows we're just human,
mhm.
and we have some of the same issues. Now, one night, I had some issues. It was pretty bad, and I was like, sent Amanda a message. I said, "I'll be back in a little bit," and I had to leave and come back. And
You just bailed mid
she
show on me.
she
That
handled
was
it well.
who was it? That was it Daniel
Perez,
Perez?
Daniel
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
when
Perez.
Daniel Perez was on, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it was just me talking to him, which is fine. But I was just like, oh my god, this is me talking to, as a resident squatcher, colloquial term
Oh,
here. All of a
he's
sudden
been doing it
talking to
forever.
somebody as big as him in our little small world. It's just all of a sudden, oh, Roger's gone, and now I'm running the show, and I got to talk to him at the same time. Yeah, it was a learning curve, but it was great all at the same time.
Yeah, and I've had that happen to me. That's why it would be good to have somebody, eventually maybe helping you or whatever. But the thing is, if something happens, just
Roll with
laugh
it.
about it and keep going. Yeah, I know
Exactly.
Jeff said, "Yeah, Roger, keeping it real." I mean,
Keeping it real.
just be real. Tell people what's going on.
Oh, for sure. And this is the fun kind of, like I said, introductory episode, um, as far as what to expect. And I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be educational. I think hopefully we can build like I said, a bigger, better community too. And just very excited about it. Right now, it is the schedule for all those, again, tuning in live or whether you're watching this later. The schedule is actually going to be every other Monday starting today. So next week, there will not be a show either live or aired. Our next episode premieres, like I said, October 6th, 5 p.m. If we can get that to uh knowing my luck, probably won't be able to get it to load properly, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And so from that pattern, so every other Monday is what we're doing for now. To be quite honest, the idea of trying to find a guest each and every single week was so daunting. I don't know how you do it, Roger.
Me neither,
But
honestly.
I'll tell you, I networked a little bit. I got lucky and got to be friends with people. And once you get the trust, you'll find people that you can call up that do similar shows or whatever, and say, "Hey, I need a guest that maybe can tell us about this side of this story or whatever," and they might, pass it along. And a lot of the guests will say, "Hey, if you're anybody else that wants me to talk, just," and that goes on behind the scenes a lot of times. Like, "Hey, do you know anybody that could talk about this in this region?" Like, yes or no or whatever. So yeah, it it'll work out. It does. You have to do one show at a time. And I'm gonna promise you this: the people in chat, there are trolls every now and then, but we have the blue wrenches that are swiftly take care of those. But most everybody, they understand. So it's you can almost do too much at first, also. So
yeah,
Mhm.
just and everything happens for a reason. So don't sweat it.
I'm seeing a lot of questions here in the comments. Yes, 5
Spec-
p.m. Pacific Standard
Specific
Time.
time,
Specific,
Pyro.
yeah. uh, and beforehand we'll have our espresso. It's just espresso, same thing. A lot of people mispronounce, but yes.
There you go,
Oh,
Amanda.
yep.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
got you.
Perfect.
Don't
Good
worry.
looking out. Yep. So 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern is what we're aiming for. And should things pick up, or like I said, I'm actually quite happy to report to everybody we are actually booked out to January, which is
Oh,
really
really?
which
That's
is
awesome.
really exciting. But again, like I said, things happen. If people have to cancel or reschedule, we're gonna do our best and adapt when we need to adapt and all that. But we are booked out to January. So again, every other week, if it starts really picking up or it's getting real good, I'm open to being every week, and I'll definitely keep the audience posted. I'll keep my socials posted, but we're just starting off comfortably, as best as we can until I can really get the ground under my feet, so to speak.
I think
So
if you focus on quality instead of quantity at first, and then the quality will come. Uh,
agreed.
just
Absolutely, I
just
agree as
don't do
well.
a show just to do a show, and then it if you're
Yeah, it
not
fizzles
into
out
it or
before it even starts.
right. So just yeah, just it'll find its own pace. I see people, they'll do a bunch a week but they have time and all that and have access to all these guests, and it blows my mind sometimes. Like, how do you do like 5, 2 and 3 hour shows? But they pull it off. I'm not built for that. You find your pace and it'll work.
I guess it's the
Depends
one.
on if the map is upside down or right side up, Pyro. These you-
This is why I love our chats.
yeah, I love the stupid questions. Well, it depends on if you're looking at a globe or a paper map.
That's
It
funny.
doesn't matter. It don't
Hey,
matter.
people in the chat, where are you watching this from? I know a lot of you got the notification and you guys very bravely said, "What was this?" and clicked on it. So, shout out in the comments where are you from, and if you're joining us just from Old Untold Network or Squatch and Holler, you know, I wanna hear.
My fault. Hillary always blames me. Y'all don't read her comments.
Too late.
Too late. Yeah, she brought up the same comment. I was going to say, maybe for those who are just tuning in, why don't you to tell a little bit more, repeat about what the plans for the show is.
Shane.
Yeah, wait. Oh, did it? Oh, Untold Network. Thank you. Where the comments are coming in so fast, I keep clicking the wrong one. Hi,
For those of you in the
Shane.
chat, if you see this, that's my husband. Please just give him crap for me.
Thank you for watching, Shane. Appreciate it. So yes, topics that we can expect to have in the future. Like I said, had a great interview with Jeff in Strangeology, where we cover different paranormal cryptid encounters from his neck of the woods over on the East Coast, and we compare them to P&W kind of experiences. We kind of go back and forth and share stories as far as similarities that we have, a little bit about himself as well. Great conversation there. In future episodes, I plan to talk to a few influencers that I found through Instagram that would like to share. One would like to share their own personal story of a spooky encounter, and we're going to discuss what they think that was, and how that affects them now. And while they don't necessarily talk about it in their content, and that's the other thing, a lot of the people I'll have on my show will not be known in this arena as far as you know a paranormal arena. They might have content in a completely different field, like maybe all they do is a cooking show, or maybe all they do is silly TikTok videos or whatever. We're going to have a wide range of people to just discuss either their own personal experience or people who frankly don't believe in anything and just want to engage in that conversation. But and you guys know, when it comes to these types of things, it's so hard to pin down the topics because it is so vast. And not only do you have those categories, there's probably 5 subcategories to each one. Example, aliens. Okay, are we talking about aliens from outer space coming to Earth? Are we talking about interdimensional creatures? Are we talking about time travel? I mean, so all of it, guys. I know that's kind of a dumb answer to such a great question, but truly, we will be covering everything. And again, once more, I encourage the audience to connect with me on socials. I would love your feedback, would love suggestions, whether they're guests, topics, whatever. We're just here to talk about it all. And sidebar for biscuits and gravy when necessary. But hopefully
And
that makes sense and doesn't seem too redundant.
I love that idea because you could explore, uh, if they never had anything happen to them, but they have an opinion, what influenced that opinion? Was it a certain series, a TV show,
Exactly.
or comic
Yeah.
books? I've got a friend that's a comic book nerd. He told me not to tell anybody who he was. And he says, I watch your show. I never comment, but a lot of the stuff y'all talk about, I've already heard about in comic books 25, 30 years ago.
Yes.
You're
As
not
far
wrong. Yeah.
as far as the science part of it and some of the
Mhm.
creatures and all that, he said it's right there. And he'll call me like, man, you were talking about this, and Amanda she mentioned the Wampus Cat or whatever, but go to I said, I'm not reading all those comic books, just tell me. So, but
Hey, you
that's
might have
very
to get me
interesting.
in with him because that's my camp.
Yep, he talked to me for 2 or 3 hours one night. But yes, so as you bring that subject up, if you do have an opinion, but you never experienced anything, where did that come from?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Are you a Star Wars? Are you Star Trek? Are you,
Oh,
Swiss Family Robinson? Is that the name of it? I think.
Trekkie
Yeah,
all
Trek.
the way,
Star
all the
Wars
way.
right here.
Loud and
Yeah,
proud.
I'm scared to turn my lightsaber on. Last time it was a disaster, but sorry. Yeah. Hillary, Star Wars, heck yeah. Uh,
Uh,
Jeff says, let's
in the
do a
chats,
token
team
episode.
Star
Yeah.
Wars or team Star Trek. Let's pop them off in the comments. Let's start a fight. You guys want to start a fight? Let's
No.
start a fight.
Mm-mm.
I'm with Jeff in the comment section. Says Ashley, let's do a Tolkien episode. Yes, sir.
100%. Jeff, we'll get you on the schedule. We'll bring you on. Amanda, I know you want in on this, and
Yes,
we're gonna
please.
do Tolkien. And here's the thing. This is why I don't want to pigeonhole the show to any one particular topic, because again, you could give me any topic and there's always a sub branch. Let's take Tolkien for an example. Let's just dive into that for 2 seconds. Tolkien, obviously one of the most influential authors of not I mean, he's of our time. Technically, he's not even our time, but the story craft of how he weaved this to say story just doesn't even feel appropriate. This world that we love and cherish to this day and still talk about to this day. Not only is it a good story, but it seems like with everything nowadays, the conspiracy tied to it is, did Tolkien tap into something? A lot of people believe
Yeah.
that Tolkien was actually influenced with real world history that we have since forgotten, and that it gets really deep, and so yeah, let's have a Tolkien episode for sure. And
And
again, oh, go ahead, Roger.
no, it's you bring up memories talking about this. This is a little different, but I remember I watched something on Nostradamus when I was younger, and it scared me to death. And then as I got older and just kind of listened to the stories or watched the stories, you have these stupid ideas, and this one comment stood out for me that his assistant walked in the room unannounced and caught him looking into a black mirror, right? And I told my buddy, I'm like, I wonder if somebody went back in time and gave him a TV and a VCR. That's how old
Right?
it was. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? And that I know that's stupid, but
no.
it's fun to talk about. What was that black mirror? Was it black magic? Was it something
Was it
that he
time
found?
travel? Was
Was it
it
exactly?
it?
So
And that's again, without being repetitive, guys. The topics are so vast and
Hmm.
endless. Truly,
Agreed.
and again, that conversation. I have a I and I'm being vague for a reason, guys. Like I said, if like tonight's guest had to can't like we couldn't make it work. I don't want to promise that somebody will be on until it's like absolutely sure, and I don't want to necessarily name drop until we can get um I don't want to promise, oh, in November we have so and so, because we do,
right,
but we don't.
and that happens. That I mean,
um
and it'll happen, but um, and also keep your a little advice. Keep your long term guest list kind of close to the vest, so people can't
Yep.
snipe.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I actually, yes, I'm smarter than I look, and I pay attention. I learned that from the best, from you guys. But to my point, um, the amount of
Yeah.
topics is so vast, and we might have guests who want to come on, and maybe they don't necessarily want to talk about paranormal, but they want to talk about Tolkien. Cool. We can find the strangeness in all of it. Um, I will say, I mince no words. Everybody that I've invited onto the show knows exactly what this is about. They know that it is a paranormal, supernatural, high strangeness, cryptids uh, show, and that is ultimately the goal, to have those conversations. But again, from a perspective of wherever you're coming from, I want to meet my guests. Wow, it is getting so dark. I feel like I'm just disappearing, but I really can't fix that right now. Um, and it's
Well,
funny, what I'm thinking about while doing all of this is, when I do invite people to be on this show, they'll probably be like, "Oh, send me an example," and this is what I have. It only
well,
gets better from here, folks.
the thing is,
It does.
you can cut off your camera, and then you'll go black. We can talk, and you can fix your light while we talk.
Yeah, I know, and I was trying to avoid it on my first episode to have to do that, but I think it's the lesser of the two evils, so I will take you up on that. Give me just a few moments, guys. Talks amongst yourselves, and I will be right back to fix this light, and then I think we might just wrap it up so we're not uh going on too long on the introductory episode of Home on the Strange, aka Squatch and Holler Light Diet Squatch and Holler. All right, guys, I'll be right back.
All right.
Go, Amanda.
Go me. All right. No, I'll just say it again. I am super excited for this show. When she pitched the concept to me, this was a months ago, and was asking what my thoughts were on it. In this, I was like, "Girl, that's amazing." There are so many different shows out here, Squatch and Holler included, who are talking about paranormal and aspects of it. But to have just a honest conversation with somebody who's not necessarily in the paranormal wheelhouse, you know,
Right.
what are their thoughts on it? Or like her guest next week, Jeff from Strangeology, that's all that they talk about. That's what their content is about. But maybe I don't know what the conversation is about. I haven't seen or heard it yet. I'll be watching it live with everybody else. Like, how did he get into um, what he does, the subject matter? So just getting to know the people more about it, but still keeping it under the umbrella of um, the paranormal is it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited.
Yeah, and also it's a chance to bring fresh faces and ideas for the
Yes,
subject. So you may have someone that they're 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 really smart and they do this for a living, and they might bring up an idea that none of us have thought about yet, like even seasoned researchers, and that's why it's a low key way, slyly, to get fresh eyes on the subject, and you never know who you might inspire. Yep.
absolutely. I
That's the
agree.
point. That's
Oh, there she is.
everything.
She's back.
Hey, I can see you. There's Ashley. And you spelled your name correct too. I can't spell that name.
What's the scariest, just roll with me on this. What's the scariest plant known to man?
The scariest plant?
For me, it's poison ivy.
Okay.
Screw that stuff.
Roger?
Are we talking about like spy plant?
Just name a plant. Don't
I
overthink
don't know. I'm not scared. I don't know if I'm scared of any plant. Maybe the Venus flytrap on that movie I saw that time. It was a big
Okay.
one.
The answer is bamboo.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
See y'all later. No.
That's still on the cob, girl. Ugh.
Oh, speaking of that, I don't know who we've been invited to be on with Woodwalkers on the Halloween special. I don't know who I was going to show up, but I am. I don't. Are y'all planning on being there? Yeah.
Us? Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you're talking to us.
Yeah, I thought y'all were y'all are invited too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best to be there for sure.
That's always a fun one. It's a chance for everybody to kind of kick back and and a lot of times we'll have serious discussions depending on who's there. So dark strangeness. Yeah. Yeah, she just faded into the background and kept fading. There she is.
Yeah, you were just a silhouette there. We couldn't even see you. We could hear you.
Join the dark side. We have cookies, apparently. So
Yes.
the t-shirt says. Well,
All right,
guys,
well,
yeah, I
we
think
need to close this out.
let's wrap this up. Again, everybody, thank you so much for joining me on the very first episode of Home on the Strange, this flagship episode, basically, where we're welcoming free conversation, free flow of ideas, thoughts, and hopefully, like I said, we can continue to build the community. Again, just one more time, there will not be a show next Monday, as the show will be every other week. So please do check back with us October 6th for a wonderful interview with Jeff and Strangeology. Thank you. And big thank you to the amazing Roger Williams and Amanda the Bigfoot Lady, my pit crew, my family. Thank you so much for supporting me and coming in so last minute to help me buff this. I didn't say it so eloquently in the beginning of this, but honestly, if it was not for you guys and your own personal journeys, that I will love. I plan on having you guys on your own actual full episode where I can dive into more of an interview format and actually kind of get to for our audience sake, the root of that. But your own personal journeys together and separate is what helped culminate this. So thank you so much. And again, everybody in the chat, thank you so much. I just keep saying thank you because that's all I can muster at the moment. And I hope you can join us for the fun as we go. So I think I covered everything. Roger, Amanda, you guys are the experts. What did I miss?
Looks like
Anything?
you handled it just right.
Yeah. I mean,
Ooh.
good job. It, like I said, there will be moments of terror when things go wrong, but you'll get where you handle it, and it's like a water off a duck's back, so to speak. So
Yeah, just go with the flow.
yeah, like earlier, it's like I was like, she was fine, but I'm like, I always do this, like, take a deep breath, slow down, because I would look like I was calm, but I was panicking inside, going crazy. So you did a good job.
Oh, speaking
Oh,
of
Pyro, I hope you got one of those cool songs. It's like Stairway to Heaven. It's like 11 minutes long or something, right?
that.
I haven't seen it yet, but I saw the
Me
time.
neither. So this will be new. The sign off will be all new for all of us. So
4 minutes.
4 minutes, 15 seconds to be exact. I am actually really excited about it. It's a banger. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I find myself kind of, is it shameful to say like I like my own intro outro music? Like,
No,
yeah.
no.
no,
You
not
know,
at all. I love Squatch and Hollers.
Yes.
when Doug, that you share ideas and they bring it back to you and it's okay, but then when they get it right, it's like, oh my God, that's good.
Mhm.
I'll listen to our intro like probably 10 times in a row.
Yeah.
Gosh, I just want to I know it seems like I'm stroking my own ego here, but like I just thank you. I needed to see that. So deep breath. All right, everybody, thank you. We'll see you next time. And I don't have an out call yet. We'll work on it, but just thank you, and we'll see you next time on Home on the Strange. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.